If your husband passes away before you, which, let's be honest, is very likely, there are 5 common and costly mistakes that could quietly turn your life upside down. Not just emotionally, but financially, legally, even in ways that catch you completely off guard. Here's the truth. Most women outlive their husbands. But even though we know that, most of us don't like to talk about it. We don't prepare. We assume we'll figure it out when the time comes. But in the middle of grief, confusion, and paperwork, that's when the worst mistakes happen. And these mistakes, they don't just cost money. They cost peace of mind. They can delay healing. They can leave you feeling lost, stuck, or even taken advantage of. This video is here to help you avoid that, because this isn't just about grief. It's about protecting your future, your strength, and your independence. You don't have to be caught off guard. You don't have to be left in the dark. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to avoid, what to fix, and how to move forward, smart, steady, and secure. Some of these might surprise you. One of them? Almost every widow I've spoken to has made it without realizing. So stay with me, because knowing what to do before that moment comes could save you years of stress and regret. Losing a husband isn't just about losing a life partner. For many women, it means suddenly being the one who must manage everything: the home, the bills, the decisions, the legal paperwork, all while dealing with heartbreak. And the truth is, most of us aren't prepared for that moment. We think there's time. We assume our husband will always handle certain things: the finances, the legal stuff, the insurance, the investments. But when that moment comes, it's often fast, and the weight of it all falls on your shoulders. That's when painful mistakes happen, because grief clouds judgment. You're tired. You're overwhelmed. You're trying to survive emotionally, and suddenly you're expected to make decisions that can affect the rest of your life. Some of those choices can't be undone. That's why this conversation matters so much. This video isn't here to scare you. It's here to prepare you, to show you how to avoid 5 common mistakes that women make after their husband passes away. And here's the thing. You don't need to wait until that day comes. You can protect yourself now by knowing what to watch out for. Because avoiding just one of these mistakes could be the difference between peace and panic, between stability and struggle. So stay with me. Some of these mistakes may really surprise you. Things most people never think about. And the last one, almost every widow I've spoken has made that one without even realizing it. Mistake number 1, not planning for your own future. Let me share something that might be hard to hear, but it's the most common mistake I see women make when their husband passes away. They forget to plan for their own future, not because they don't care. Not because they aren't strong, but because they're in survival mode. And when you're grieving, it's easy to put your life on pause. You wake up, do what needs to be done, and go back to bed. You stop dreaming. You stop asking yourself what you want. You just get by. But here's what I want you to remember. Your story isn't over. Yes, this chapter hurts. Yes, the love you shared was real and deep and meaningful. But there's still more life ahead of you. And you deserve to live it with joy, clarity, and peace. You deserve a new sense of purpose. You deserve to feel excited about something again, even if it's small at first. And you deserve support, not just emotionally, but spiritually and practically too. So what now? Here are a few things you can start doing today. Rewrite your vision board, not for who you used to be, but for who you're becoming. Make a health plan, because your body needs as much love as your heart does. Think about where you want to live, the space, the surroundings, even the people you want nearby. And don't be afraid to consider companionship again, whether it's friends, family, travel partners, or something more. You're allowed to want joy again. You're allowed to rebuild. You're allowed to thrive. And if you're wondering what your husband would say about that, he'd want you to live, not just survive. He'd want to see you smile again, to feel strong again, to walk into the next season of your life with confidence and grace. Because the next chapter of your life matters just as much as all the ones that came before it. Mistake number 2, ignoring legal details. Now let's talk about something that feels heavy, but is so important: the legal side of losing your husband. Now, I know what you're thinking. The last thing you want to deal with after losing someone you love is paperwork. It feels cold. It feels overwhelming. And in the middle of grief, even simple tasks can feel like climbing a mountain. So what do many women do? They wait, they avoid, they tell themselves, I'll handle it later. And that's when the mistake begins. Because when you delay handling the legal details, even for good reasons, you open yourself up to complications that can affect your finances, your property, and your peace of mind. Here are some of the most common mistakes women make in this moment. They don't update the will. Or worse, they don't know where it even is. They forget to transfer titles on cars, houses, or bank accounts, which causes issues months or years later. They don't notify insurance companies, pension offices, or financial institutions. And suddenly, payments stop, accounts freeze, or benefits are delayed. They don't understand probate or what inheritance laws apply to them, especially if there are children, stepchildren, or extended family involved. And all of this can be avoided. You don't need to be a lawyer. You don't need to figure it all out alone. But you do need to take that first step, even if it's small. Here's what I suggest. Within the first few months, try to sit down with someone you trust, a lawyer, an advisor, even a wise friend who's been through it. Bring a notepad. Make a checklist of all the legal and financial areas that may need attention. Titles and deeds, bank accounts and credit cards, insurance policies, life, health, auto, home, pension or retirement accounts, utility bills, subscriptions, memberships, his will, and yours too. And here's the key. Make sure everything reflects your new legal status. You're now listed as the sole owner, the sole beneficiary, or the primary decision maker, wherever that applies. It might feel like a mountain at first, but here's what I want you to hear. You don't have to do it all at once. You don't even have to do it all this week. Just one paper at a time, one phone call at a time, one question answered, one piece of clarity gained. And with every step, you're not just sorting paperwork. You're taking back control. You're creating safety for yourself. And you're building a strong foundation for whatever comes next. This is one of the kindest, bravest things you can do for your future self. So take a breath. You can do this. And you don't have to do it perfectly. You just have to start. Mistake number 3, isolating yourself. Let's talk about something that doesn't always get said out loud. After you lose your husband, the silence can feel deafening. You wake up and he's not there. You reach for the phone to share something, and remember, he's not going to pick up. And slowly, without even meaning to, you begin to pull away. Maybe your friends are married, and you don't want to feel like a burden. Maybe your children are busy with their own lives, and you don't want to seem needy. Maybe you're just tired of pretending you're okay when you're not. So you stop answering calls. You cancel lunch dates. You tell yourself, I just need time alone. And yes, some alone time is healthy. It's part of grieving, part of processing. But too much isolation, that's when it becomes dangerous. Because isolation doesn't just create distance from people, it creates distance from healing. Here's what often happens when women isolate themselves after loss. You begin to feel invisible. Your thoughts spiral more easily. You second-guess your decisions. You lose motivation, not just to socialize, but to eat well, move your body, or take care of your mind. And over time, that loneliness starts to shape your days. Your world becomes smaller, quieter, heavier. But it doesn't have to stay that way. Even if your husband was your best friend, and for many women, he truly was, you are still allowed to build new connections. Not to replace him, but to support you as you walk this next part of the journey. Here's what you can do. Starting gently, join a support group, in person or online. There are thousands of widows out there walking the same road. Sometimes just hearing me too is enough to remind you that you're not crazy and you're not alone. Reconnect with old friends. You don't have to go out for dinner or spend hours on the phone. Start with a simple message. Hi, I've been thinking of you. You'll be surprised how many people will be glad to hear from you and who will gently show up if you let them. Try something new. Maybe it's a hobby you used to love. Maybe it's something you always wanted to try. Painting, gardening, walking the park, volunteering at a local charity. What matters is not what you do. It's that you start creating a new rhythm, one that includes light movement and people. And I want to say something gently but clearly. This isn't about getting over it. You never truly get over losing someone you love. But connection, real, meaningful connection, is part of the healing. It's how your heart begins to remember that life still has beauty, even after loss. So, here's my gentle challenge for you. Your heart might feel heavy, but don't carry it alone. Let someone walk beside you, even just a little, because the road ahead wasn't meant to be walked in silence. And you are not forgotten. You are not alone. You are still deeply loved and needed in this world. Mistake number 4, neglecting financial reassessment. Let's talk about money. I know it's not always a comfortable topic, especially after losing your husband, because for many couples, he was the one who managed the finances. Or maybe you made decisions together, and now you're left figuring it all out alone. And in the middle of all the grief, the calls, the funeral arrangements, it's easy to push the financial side to the background. You tell yourself, I'll deal with it later. But neglecting your finances after loss is a mistake that can quietly create a lot of stress down the line. Not because you've done anything wrong, but because life has changed and your financial picture has changed with it. Here's what often happens. You keep the same spending habits, not realizing your income has dropped. You don't update beneficiaries on bank accounts, insurance, or retirement plans. You don't check your new tax situation or how bills, loans, or investments need to be handled now that your spouse is gone. And sometimes, you don't even realize you're entitled to benefits from his pension, from life insurance, or from government programs. That's why it's so important to pause and reassess where you stand. You don't have to do it alone, and you don't have to do it all in one sitting. Here's what I suggest. Meet with a financial advisor, even if it's just for one session. Tell them your situation. Ask questions. They can help you see what needs to be changed, what you may be entitled to, and how to plan moving forward. Go through your accounts. Check every bank account, every credit card, every policy. Make sure you're listed as the owner or beneficiary, and close any joint accounts you no longer need. Create a new monthly budget, one that fits your current life. Not what it used to be, but what it is now. Even small adjustments, like cutting in used subscriptions or switching to more affordable services, can make a big difference. Look into any benefits you may have missed. There may be pensions, insurance payouts, or even support programs available to widows, but they don't always come knocking. Sometimes you have to ask, and here's the most important part. You're not failing by needing help. You're not weak for feeling confused or overwhelmed. You're going through one of life's hardest transitions, and you're doing it one step at a time. So be kind to yourself. Take your time. But don't leave your finances untouched for too long, because your future, your comfort, your stability, your freedom depends on what you do now. And I promise you are more capable than you think. You've already made it through so much. And this is one more area where your strength will shine through. Mistake number 5, keeping everything the same. There's something sacred about the space you shared with your husband. His clothes still hanging where he left them. His shoes by the door. His mug in the kitchen untouched. It feels like if you keep everything exactly as it was, maybe, just maybe, he's still here. And that's okay. It's human. Holding on is a way of honoring the love you shared. But here's what I want to gently ask you to consider. Are you holding on, or are you getting stuck? One of the most common and deeply emotional mistakes widows make is trying to keep everything exactly the same. The same furniture, the same routine, even the same spot on the bed. But when life changes in such a big way, pretending nothing has changed can slowly begin to hurt more than it helps. Here's what tends to happen when you keep everything frozen in time. You feel like life is paused. You avoid the hard emotions instead of working through them. You carry the weight of his world without making room for yours. And over time, the home that once felt warm and full of love can start to feel like a museum, a space that reflects the past, but doesn't support your future. Let me be clear, this isn't about forgetting him. It's not about erasing the memories. It's about creating space for healing and eventually for joy. So what can you do? Start small. You don't have to box everything up at once. Maybe begin with a drawer, a shirt, A note, keep what brings you comfort, and let go of what keeps you stuck in sadness. Choose 1 or 2 meaningful items to honor him. A photo, a keepsake, a letter. Place them somewhere special. Let them remind you of love, not loss. Make a change to your space. Rearrange a room, repaint a wall, buy new bedding. Something that feels like you. Something that signals, this is still my home, and I'm still here. Create new routines. It's okay if your evenings look different now. It's okay to eat at a different time, to try a new show, to sit in his chair. That doesn't mean you're leaving him behind. It means you're learning how to live forward. And I want you to remember this. Letting go of the way things were doesn't mean letting go of him. It means holding on to yourself. You're allowed to change. You're allowed to move forward. You're allowed to create a home that fits the woman you are becoming, not just the wife you once were. This may be one of the hardest steps to take, but it can also be one of the most freeing, because when you open your hands, even just a little, you give yourself a chance to receive peace, comfort, and hope again. Take a breath. You've just taken in a lot. We talk about 5 of the most common and costly mistakes many women make after their husband passes away. Not because they're careless, but because no one prepares us for the emotional storm that follows such a deep loss. So, let's take a moment to gently recap. Mistake number 5, holding on to everything exactly the same. Sometimes, keeping things unchanged holds us back from healing. Mistake number 4, not reassessing your finances. You deserve clarity, confidence, and control over your financial future. Mistake number 3, isolating yourself. Connection is not just a comfort. It's part of your healing. Mistake number 2, ignoring the legal details. One paper, one call at a time. You're securing your future. Mistake number 1, forgetting to plan for your life moving forward. You still have chapters ahead, and they matter just as much as the ones before. Now, maybe as you listened, you saw yourself in some of these. Maybe you felt that lump in your throat, that quiet yes in your heart. Please hear me when I say this. It's not too late. You don't have to fix everything overnight. But starting small, starting somewhere, that's enough. You are not alone. You are not broken. You are not forgotten. You are a woman who is loved deeply. And now, you are learning to live again, slowly, bravely, one step at a time. So, if this video helped you in any way, I'd be honored if you'd give it a like. Share it with a sister, a friend, or anyone who needs this kind of encouragement right now. And if you want more real, gentle guidance to help you stay strong and steady as you move, if this video brought you comfort, if it gave you clarity, or simply reminded you that you're not walking this path alone, I invite you to stay connected. Give this video a like so more women can find it when they need it most. Share it with someone you care about, someone who may be facing the same season of loss and needs a gentle hand to hold. And if you'd like more heartfelt guidance, quiet strength, and practical steps for life after loss, hit the subscribe button. We're building a space here, one that honors your grief, supports your growth, and reminds you that your story isn't over. You are not forgotten. You are not alone. And the next chapter of your life still holds meaning more than you know.